Listen up, Tenno. I don't care if you support Steel Meridian or not. I need your help. An entire company of Grineer defectors was just captured by Kella Dathaim. Now they face Rathuum. Trial by combat. Of course, the fight's rigged to show a force to Grineer everywhere. Meant to scare off future defectors. But there's a way we can turn this thing back on Kella. An obscure rule. All you need to do, Tenno, is take their place in the arena and defeat the Grineer executioners. You game?
And with that, hello everyone and welcome back to Warframe 2 Operation Rathuum. This is a current operation running for Warframe for still another week, where you have, as you heard in the message, to free some of the Steel Meridian members from Kella Dathaim. In this video I would like to talk about what the event is all about and what you have to do, and maybe give you some tips how to more or less easily get through it. So first off, this event literally consists of arena battles. So there's a couple of restrictions there, there's multiple tiers to it, and the points that you need look worse than they actually are. So first off, in those arena battles you will be pitted up against a group of Grineer champions, you can say, and all of them have a set of abilities. So from all I have seen, and I'm pretty sure I probably saw all of them that you can encounter, there is a Bombard, a Hellion that will eventually use her jetpack and then just shower you with missiles. There is a Sniper, a melee enemy, two techs, one of them summoning drones and the other summoning a mobile turret, and a Kavat Master with a flamethrower. So those are the enemies that you can definitely expect in the fights. One important thing to mention about the fights is they will have a modifier running that will affect you in one way or another. The modifiers that I saw were, for one, sped up movement for both you and the enemies, which is not necessarily bad, but it makes it a bit harder to coordinate the whole thing. There was life degeneration, there is low gravity and scaling enemies, which means that the enemies will actually get higher in level the longer the fight goes. And there is also one that halves your energy. That's the modifiers that I encountered while doing this event. One thing worth noting is when you start the fight you will always start with 0 energy and you cannot use any of your gear. So you cannot use any of your supports or whatever. All you have is your auras, your weapons, and that's about it. So in order to get energy you have to run around in the arena and pick up the energy pickups. There's also health pickups and ammo pickups, and that's the only way to get those back. So each of the fight lasts until one of the two teams reaches 25 kills, so that's either you or the Grineer. For the fights themselves, as I said, they are sort of tiered by progress. As you can see here in the navigation console, you get a reward at 3, 10 and 100 points. That might seem a lot because when you do the first missions, when you do the first arena fights that are level 20, you will only get 1 point. So you will think, oh my god, I have to do 100 of those? That will take a while. Well, yeah, if you would stick to those, it certainly would. Once you hit the 3 points, the next tier unlocks for you that will pit you up against level 40 enemies and will grant you 10 points per run. And when you then have 10 points and got the sigil, at 3 points as you can see you get the Rathuum badge, at 10 points you get the sigil. And when you have the 10 points, the third tier will unlock, which is level 60 enemies and will grant you 25 points upon completion. And at 100 points you get the Furax race. But it's still not all that is to this event. Because as soon as you have reached those 100 points, Kella Dathaim will sort of not keep her end of the agreement and accuse you of having cheated, more or less. And she will just pretty much challenge you directly. So then you will go for Kella Dathaim herself in her assassination mission. And that's a mission that right now I'd assume is only accessible if you did the event, but once the event is over, it will more than likely be permanently there and replace Kala the Same's current boss fight. So, things that I can recommend for the event is bring a weapon with piercing damage, especially if you want to go for the level 60 tier of arena fights. I found it really helpful. I took my Rathuum with me, which is a fairly good weapon for that. It has a high rate of fire, fairly high damage, and I had no issue whatsoever when I used it. In the first run, I used the Rathuum, which was okay for the level 20 and 40 enemies, but the level 60 enemies were not the easiest to defeat with that. So overall, the whole event is fairly straightforward, as are the rewards, and there's actually some rather interesting rewards to be gotten from Kala herself when you are in the assassination mission. One mod that I got from her is this one here, the Nightwatch Napalm. It's a mod for the Ogress, and it will actually have your rockets disperse napalm upon hitting the enemy or whatever they hit. So you actually now get mods that will completely change the way a weapon works, so that's great. So as I already said, the arena fights are pretty much straightforward. You will face the group of Granier and have you defeat them. What's also important is that there is no bleed out in those matches. When you go down, you're dead and will then respawn. The first team, as I said, with 25 points wins the match. A few infos on the boss fight for Kala herself when you get there. It's a multi-stage boss fight, as there is to be expected. You have this nice little mechanic where you have to stay on sort of a pressure pad and then do a little mini game, I guess you can say, where you have to shoot targets behind a rotating disc. And when you've done that, the elevator will get you up to where you will actually fight her. And then you just have to fire at her for a while until she lost enough health to start the next phase, in which she will bombard you with orbital bombardments, which is just the greatest. And while she does that, you have to do the same thing again. In the center of the room, there is pressure plates where you have to stand. And then you have to deactivate all of the green lights behind all of the rotating discs in order to go on to the next phase. And that's more or less all there is to this fight. So again, fairly straightforward. Just the little thing with the pressure plates and the rotating disc is something that you need to learn and need to find out in order to beat her. That's just a bit of extra information on that. When you've beaten her, you can then go to the relay to hand in the coordinates that you got, which will give you another 10,000 standing for Steel Meridian. And also when you've beaten her, you will unlock the Endless mode, so that you can just keep going and going and going for however long you want. And also it will reward you with an Oracle Reactor at 25 points. So that's pretty much it for this event, just as a quick information what to do, how it works, and all those important things. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, give me a thumbs up, and if you think it was the biggest piece of whatever that you've ever seen, well, give me a thumbs down, I guess, if you have to. Also leave me a comment if you like, and if you do not want to miss my other videos that will come for Warframe, Battleborn soon, also other games, whatever I feel like playing. You can kind of get the idea what I play when you look at my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope that I will see all of you again next time. Bye!